Edward Perryman Cole died in May. It was a Sunday afternoon, and there wasn't a cloud in the sky. It's difficult to understand the sum of a person's life. Other folks say life has no meaning at all. Me, I believe that you measure yourself by the people who measured themselves by you. What I can tell you for sure is that by any measure, Edward Cole lived more in his last days on earth than most people managed to wring out of a lifetime. I know that when he died, his eyes were closed and his heart was open.
Name the 5 presidents whose last names begin with the letter H.
H.
더 생각할 것도 없다는 듯 쉽게 답을 내놓는 카터 챔버스.
And the 2 Harrisons, Benjamin and William Henry.
Thought I'd get you with the double Harrisons.
평생을 자동차 정비공으로 살아왔지만 그도 한땐 역사학자를 꿈꾸던 시절이 있었죠.
Carter.
You really are sick.
Oh, hi, Jenny. Well, good. About time. What did they say?
수학이 넘어들려오는 아내의 대답에 카터의 마음은 무너져 내립니다. 한편 병원을 소유한 억만장자이자 사업가인 에드워드 콜은 병원 운영을 두고 재판을 받고 있었죠.
The Cole Group has successfully privatized 15 public hospitals in the past 7 years, each of which now provides or is being redesigned to provide the highest standard of medical care to their communities.
Despite being grossly understaffed?
The better the doctor, the neither
What
is...
about beds? There have been rumors you increased the number of patients to the point of overpopulation.
Patient density has always been...
And your emergency rooms, I mean, they are known...
I run hospitals, not health spas. 2 beds to a room, no exceptions. Look, I passed up a lunch with Michelle Pfeiffer to be here. Now, there's a sizable check in this envelope. Let me know if you decide to cash it.
Mr. Cole, are you all right?
건강에 이상이 생긴 에드워드는 입원 준비를 서두르는데
What are you doing here?
Oh, you know, fighting for my life. You?
No, I was just surprised.
Right on the whip, I got it. I don't care about the insurance. Tell Dr. Shit for brains that I want to know everything about this bleomycin trip that he wants to get me on. I hear it eats your lungs.
그는 고압적인 자세를 유지하지만 두려운 마음이 드는 건 다른 환자들과 마찬가지였습니다.
What the hell is that?
Who the hell are you?
I'll be damned if I'm gonna spend the next 3 weeks laying next to this guy.
You can't have your own room. It would create an enormous PR problem.
자신이 만든 정책이 이렇게 스스로에게 적용될 줄은 몰랐죠.
You run hospitals, not health spas. 2 beds to a room, no exceptions.
I've never been sick before.
This really your hospital?
Yeah, pretty much.
Might want to do something about the pea soup. By the morning of the surgery, the cancer had spread so far throughout Edward's body that the doctors gave him only a 5% chance to survive. But then they didn't account for how pissed off they'd made him.
No visitors come in to see him?
He's been sleeping a lot since they brought him back.
다음 날 수술 결과를 보고받는 에드워드.
All right. So the operation went well. Okay. All the post-op brain scans are clean. So now we're going to go after the sarcoma in the rest of your body. Now, unfortunately, your blood markers are extremely high. So I would like to begin the first round of chemo this morning.
내심 항암 치료가 걱정됐던 에드워드는 카터에게 말을 걸어보는데
Not too bad. If you don't mind round-the-clock vomiting, watching your veins turn black, and feeling like your bones are made of napalm, stay at the beach.
에드워드는 태어나 가장 힘든 밤을 보내죠.
Somewhere, some lucky guy's having a heart attack. Fellas,
Mr. Cole?
don't pay any attention to me. I'm just talking to myself.
It's from Kai. Says he wants to be a mechanic like his granddad when he grows up.
I hope you talked him out of that.
I tried.
What we got here?
It's a Shelby, 350.
I always wanted one of those.
Yeah. Kai remembered.
Your oldest?
Yeah.
What's he do?
Roger's a tax attorney.
가족 이야기를 시작으로 두 사람은 서로에 대해 조금씩 알아가고
Don't get me wrong, I love being married. Been there 4 times. Problem is, I love being single, too.
Nobody's perfect.
Only successful marriage I had was me and my work. Started making money when I was 16. That was that. Never stopped.
Yeah, but damn. I wanted to be a history professor.
Nobody's perfect.
I made it through 2 months at City College before Virginia gave me the news. And then, you know, young, black, broke, baby on the way. Take the first decent job that comes along. I always meant to go back. But 45 years goes by pretty fast.
Like smoke through a keyhole.
이후 함께 병마와 싸워나가며 힘든 시간을 견딥니다.
Don't give me the world fever. I'm sleeping. So waste. Maybe she's trying to kill us both. Ever think of that?
Jen.
그러던 어느 날
I got the test back. I'll just lay it out, huh? 6 months. I mean, a year if we're lucky. I mean, there is an experimental program that we've been conducting, and I don't want to get your hopes up, but I think you would be an excellent candidate for that. I mean, it's cutting edge.
Hey, Doc.
Yes?
You're blocking my view.
Oh, sorry. Anyway, Edward, if there's any questions, day or night, you know where to find me.
One question.
Sure, of course.
Carter, you want to ask Dr. Holland something?
I mean, I'm not familiar with Mr. Chambers.
Well, get familiar.
I just wanted to know how I stand, so.
Sure. How about I'll go take a look at your chart, okay?
Thank you.
방 안엔 정적만이 흐르고
There was a survey once. 1,000 people asked if they could know in advance would they want to know the exact day of their death. 96% of them said no. I always kind of leaned toward the other 4%. I thought it would be liberating, knowing how much time you had left to work with. It turns out, it's not.
다음 날 바닥에 버려진 카터의 메모지를 발견한 에드워드.
What are you doing?
What is this?
Come on, give it back.
What is it?
Give it back.
It was on the floor. I didn't know it was a state secret.
We were supposed to make a list of all the things we wanted to do in our lives before we...
Kick the bucket. Cutesy.
I was gonna redo the list, but then...
Help a complete stranger for the good. Laugh until I cry. Not to be judgmental, but this is extremely weak.
But it's pointless now.
I would argue the exact opposite. All right, that's it.
What are you doing?
Little rewrite, that's all. I mean, don't you want to go out with some balls, guns blazing, have a little fun?
It was not supposed to be about guns blazing or anything like that. You're missing the point.
What the hell is witness something majestic?
You ever been to the Himalayas?
Drive a Mustang Shelby, not bad. I got one, all right. How about skydiving? Now we're on to something.
We are onto something?
Uh-huh.
Let me see that. Come on.
Go ahead.
Kiss the most beautiful girl in the world? How do you propose doing that?
Volume. 45 years went by fast. We could do this. We should do this.
에드워드는 현실에 순응하려는 카터를 설득하죠.
We're both in the same boat. How's that for a metaphor? We got a real opportunity here.
Skydiving, huh?
No! I can't! Really!
It's not the jump you're afraid of!
No! No!
Let's hit the stills!
그렇게 둘은 넓은 하늘을 누비며 처음으로 완전한 자유를 느낍니다.
Which one of these damn cords do you pull?
Don't touch it! We're not in the drop zone yet! We could wind up in the mall! I was in love once!
Hello, darling.
꿈의 스포츠카에 올라타는 카터. 주체 못할 속도에 젊은 시절 느꼈던 스릴을 다시 한번 만끽하죠.
Come on! Tap it, baby! Let's see what she's got!
We're doing just fine.
You sound like some kid going to the junior prom! Did you just make a penis reference?
What if I did?
Jeez! You're gonna kill us both!
What if I do?
God damn it!
What do you want to do next? It's indescribably beautiful.
Love flying over the polar cap. Over the desolation.
The stars. It's really one of God's good ones.
Allez, venez, milord, vous avez l'air d'un môme, laissez-vous faire, milord.
30 years I've been coming here. First time with a guy.
Well, I'm flattered.
Emily's 10th birthday was the best, though.
Who's Emily?
My little, well, she's not so little anymore.
You have a daughter? But I thought you said...
Yeah, well, I didn't know you then. Make a long story short, see her.
그런 그의 말에 카터는 버킷리스트를 꺼내 새로운 목록을 추가합니다.
What are you doing?
It's time.
No. Cross that off.
Why not?
Cross it off.
Why?
Why? There is no why.
단절된 시간만큼이나 부녀의 관계는 너무도 멀어져 있었는데.
Hello.
Mr. Cole? Virginia Chambers.
카터 부인의 전화였죠.
May I ask where you are?
France, actually. Tomorrow.
Give him back to me.
I'm not sure that I can.
I'm not asking for his sake. I'm just not prepared to lose him while he's still alive.
그녀의 부탁을 차마 외면할 수 없었기에 이쯤에서 여정을 마무리 지으려는 에드워드.
You know, Carter, I've been thinking. What with the catheter and everything, maybe we should put this on hold for a while.
You talked to Virginia, didn't you? Why do you think I'm doing this?
Because I talked you into it.
Edward, you're strong, but you're not that strong.
카터는 평생 가족을 위해 희생했지만 정작 자신을 돌보지 못한 것에 대한 아쉬움을 가지고 있었죠.
We'd lost something along the way. You know.
두 사람의 여정은 계속되고.
I was very pleased when Edward decided to eliminate item number 9 from his list, hunt the big cat. Of course, he did insist on discharging a few rounds from the big gun. One proved to be enough.
야생 속에서 자연의 아름다움을 경험한 두 사람은 피라미드로 자리를 옮겨 사후의 삶에 대해 깊이 있는 대화를 나눕니다.
When their souls got to the entrance to heaven, the gods asked them 2 questions. Their answers determined whether they were admitted or not.
Okay. I'll bite. What were they?
Have you found joy in your life? Has your life brought joy to others?
그의 질문에 에드워드가 내놓은 대답은 딸에 관한 이야기였죠.
After the breakup and the ensuing fleecing of the dad, Emily went to live with her mother. You know, you try to stay close, but it gets down to holidays, phone calls, birthday cards, you know. Anyway, Emily goes to college, joins one of her Save the Poor People, the animals, whatnot. Meets a guy, decides she loves him. Good-looking kid, driven, smart. But there was something about him, so when she said they were engaged, I told her I was against it, but being my daughter, naturally. She went ahead and married him anyway. Needless to say, I wasn't invited to the wedding.
That must have hurt.
First time he hit her, she came to me. I wanted to bash his brains in. She wouldn't let me. Said she loved him, said it wasn't his fault, he'd had a few drinks. She was the one picked the fight.
What did you do?
I took care of it. I called a guy who handles these kinds of things. Don't know what he said, don't know what he did. All I know is he didn't kill him, and my daughter never heard from him again.
How did she react?
Called me names you wouldn't believe, and worse. Said I was dead to her. I'm not proud of everything I did. I'm pretty sure I'd do it all again. So, they don't let me into Egyptian heaven because my daughter hates me. Well, then I guess that's just the way it goes. How do we get down from this tomb?
이후 두 사람은 장엄한 광경을 보기 위해 히말라야 산으로 향하는데
There's a storm up there.
Well, thanks for the bulletin, Tom. We can't even see the goddamn thing.
They won't let us fly up until the weather clears.
Well, when are they expected to clear?
Next spring sometime.
자신들에게 주어진 시간이 그리 많지 않았기에 다음 목적지로 향할 수밖에 없었죠.
Tibetans call it Shomaluma, goddess mother of the snows.
Goddess mother of the world, actually.
홀로 시간을 보내고 있는 카토의 곁으로 다가오는 낯선 여성.
I'm sorry if this sounds terrible, but aren't you a little developed in years to be running up a giant mountain?
Developed. That's certainly one way of putting it.
Well, I've been up there, you know.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I made it to 26,000 feet before we had to turn back.
What was it like?
Cold. Mostly. During the day, the sky is more black than blue. There's not enough air to reflect the sunlight.
그녀의 이야기에 카터는 홀린 듯 빠져들죠.
It seems like they're just out of reach. And so bright. They're like little holes in the floor of heaven.
And standing there at the top of the world, he experienced this profound silence. It was like all sound just fell away. And that's when he heard it.
What?
The sound of the mountain. He said it was like he heard the voice of God.
I've never done this before. That sounds like such a cliche, but I have a room upstairs.
I appreciate that. But you see,
She's a very lucky woman.
well, I rather think I'm the lucky one. Let's go home.
Excuse me?
I want to go home now.
에드워드의 기라김을 눈치채고 있던 카터.
I was very clever of you, Edwin. How'd you know I wouldn't go through with it?
I didn't. America.
비행기 안 가득 어두운 침묵만이 흐릅니다.
Hey, Tommy. This isn't the way to cringe, huh?
차가 도착한 곳은 에드워드의 딸의 집이었는데
Oh, my God.
He's kept tabs on her, just in case you decided to.
This was your idea, Tom?
No, it was my idea. I talked him into it.
You talked him into it.
Hey, wait a minute. Edward. Wait a minute. Edward, what are you so afraid of?
Just because I told you my story does not invite you to be a part of it.
Oh, like the lady in the bar?
It's different.
Tell me how it's different.
How did you see it playing out, Carter? I knock on the door, she answers, she's surprised and angry. But I tell her how much I love her and miss her. And oh, by the way, I'm gonna be dead soon, so I'm reaching out to you because I don't want to die alone.
Everyone's afraid to die alone.
I'm not everyone. This was supposed to be fun. That's all it ever was.
No, you don't get in. Call a cab.
카터는 무거운 마음을 안고 가족의 품으로 돌아가죠.
For having our family here together once again. And Lord, we just want to thank you for returning my husband, their father, Lord, to us.
Is he crying? I don't know. He's usually so much fun.
Carter? Oh, you playing hide and seek now, huh? Okay. sir.
Hey, what's the prognosis?
Well, it's metastasized to his brain.
Metastasized. Operable?
Well, the odds aren't exactly what we'd like them to be.
남편이 남긴 편지를 에드워드에게 전하는 버지니아.
Thanks. How they treating you?
Pea soup still sucks.
I'll have a word with the owner.
You do that.
수술실에 들어가기 전 장난기 가득한 표정의 카터가 종이 한 장을 내미는데
Kopi Luwak is the world's most expensive coffee, though for some it falls under the category of too good to be true. In the Sumatran village where the beans are grown lives a breed of wild tree cat. These cats eat the beans, digest them, and then defecate.
Cats beat me to it.
평소 우아 커피만 고집하던 에드워드 역시 웃음이 터져버립니다.
It's not finished.
It's not a one-man deal.
I'm afraid it'll have to be. Dear Edward, I've gone back and forth the last few days trying to decide whether or not I should even write this. In the end, I realized I would regret it if I didn't. So here goes. I know the last time we saw each other, we weren't exactly hitting the sweetest notes. Certainly wasn't the way I wanted the trip to end. I suppose I'm responsible. And for that, I'm sorry. But in all honesty, if I had the chance, I'd do it again. Virginia said I left a stranger and came back a husband. I owe that to you. There's no way I can repay you for all you've done for me. So rather than try, I'm just going to ask you to do something else for me. Find the joy in your life. You once said you're not everyone. Well, that's true. You're certainly not everyone. But everyone is everyone. My pastor always says, our lives are streams flowing into the same river towards whatever heaven lies in the mist beyond the falls.
Hello, sweetie.
Find the joy in your life, Edward. My dear friend, close your eyes and let the waters take you.
Carter and I saw the world together, which is amazing when you think that only 3 months ago we were complete strangers. I go to some final resting place. If I happen to wake up next to a certain wall with a gate, I hope that Carter's there to vouch for me and show me the ropes on the other side.
Edward Perryman Cole died in May. It was a Sunday in the afternoon. and there wasn't a cloud in the sky. He was 81 years old. Even now, I can't claim to understand the measure of a life. But I can tell you this. I know that when he died, his eyes were closed and his heart was open. And I'm pretty sure he was happy with his final resting place, because he was buried on the mountain, and that was against the law.